If time was needed for distance, with absence has made the heart grow fonder. The marvel of music, socially engineered on purpose, so there would be no comparison, no thoughts to ponder. The world is riddled with riddles, billions of people trying to figure out life. It's pitiful. Enter our world. This podcast, this journey, the second phase of an analogy. This is a prelude for the story of Season 4. The Doneson Podcast. You better tell somebody.
Donesonians, the freedom of creativity has arrived. Let's take this journey from the US to Brazil, through India onto Europe, from Asia onto the transatlantic and throughout the world. We'll call it the dark side. The Doneson Podcast is in full effect. Watch it, feel it, listen to Shaana Montana, Uncle Rico, Rod, and Rollo. Let's put it where the goats can get
This is how I feel. Only God knows where this is going. We are on the heels of something so important. This podcast has many seasons, but it won't be the last. I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. I said, I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. Oh, yeah. It's a Doneson.
You know, it's hard to crip walk when you're sitting down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cut it out. So, I visit this restaurant, but before I was seated, I asked where the bathrooms are, right? They pointed in a direction, and I looked at the sign, and I saw gentlemen. So I marched right back, and I said, could you tell me where the dogs are at?
Oh.
Okay. So don't forget to tune in. You get it, gentlemen? I don't want to go to the gentleman's restaurant. I want to go to the dog's restaurant.
Yeah, because you a dog.
I'm a dog.
I know, yeah, I got it. I just know no response.
Now, man, that was a chow wow. Okay. All right, so
that was a dog getting his ass whooped.
yeah, that's the neighborhood I grew up in. I'm like, damn. And I hear a whole bunch of brothers be like, I won.
I'm done.
Now, don't forget to tune in every Monday for the audio version of the Doneson Podcast, and every Wednesday on our YouTube channel titled The Doneson Podcast. All right. So the gang, I know you've been wondering where Joey the Sandwich is, where Edwin Evick, and where Oliver is. I got the dates wrong, but they should be back November the 7th on there. Okay. Yeah. All right. Moving right along. Now it's time for the Doneson Riddle Show.
It's the Doneson Riddle Show. You have 60 seconds to solve the riddle, which is an ample amount of time. If you answer wrong, a dummy's getting electrocuted. And here's your host, Rod.
All right, y'all ready? All right, this is going to be something special.
So you're the dummy that's going to get electrocuted, though.
Yeah, look, I'm getting ready.
Make sure we get it wrong. Make sure we get it wrong.
Wait a minute. You said a dummy that's going to get electrocuted.
That's what I
said. All right, here it is.
All right, here we go.
Going once, going twice, going a third time.
All right.
The riddle is, and you guys are like hit every riddle so far this season, which is a record. Give it up. Thank you.
All right. Now.
All right, we're gonna stump y'all with this one.
Okay,
Let's see.
Here's the riddle. Why is Europe like a frying pan? And why would you want me to repeat it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why is Europe like a frying pan? You got 60 seconds to solve this. The country of Europe on the map. Why is it like a frying pan?
Because it's shaped like one.
No, that would be somewhere in Africa.
We need a
cast
can
iron
we get
skillet.
can we get a clue? Can we get a clue?
He trying to.
All right, this is a clue. I'm going to give this clue, and this is a one-time clue, right? If you're frying something,
Okay.
like a bologna sandwich, you got to use a fork, right, to take it out of the skillet because of why?
It's hot.
So you won't burn yourself.
No.
So the grease, because Greece is in Europe.
Yes.
But let me ask you.
Good job, Montana. Greece. Good job.
Look, and I'm trying to plan a trip to Greece. Don't even know where it's at. I'm like, Greece in Europe.
Damn. Good job.
I've been out of school a long time, y'all.
Because
What's
Greece
usually-
is at the bottom. That's the answer.
Oh, okay. I got close enough. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody gets electrocuted. I don't get electrocuted.
Yeah, you don't.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fry somebody, man.
Hey, November the 7th, we're going to set Rollo up.
I want to see how it go.
I'm gonna let
I can hear
Rollo know.
Rollo now. Like, what is this? What is this?
I'm gonna make sure I let Rollo know what y'all doing.
I want to see him.
Shaana Montana. Let's get it.
Montana, here they go again. Another later. This is what they wrote. A little oh yeah, a little oh no, and a lot. You gotta be kidding me. Montana is a crazy. Even though I'm feeling sad, it's only one day. I turn into you, it makes my day. I'm watching your YouTube on a Wednesday, listening this letter so funny. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So today's letter is titled "The Peel," and yes, this person who wrote in is located in Gallatin, Tennessee. Okay, Gallatin.
All right.
And they are a boomer. Ages, it says between 55 and 73.
Oh, we got a boomer now. Okay.
Well, he ain't anonymous, is he?
Of course. So sorry to let you down, Unc. So sorry to let you down. But here we go. So it reads, I noticed that before the operation, wait a minute.
Before the operation.
Okay, let me start off.
What do you have? What kind of operation
Well,
you
wait,
have?
let's keep going. Look at me. Okay. I noticed that before the operation, everything was fine. Laughing, joking, talking about any and everything. Just wonderful conversations. What we thought would be a minute procedure turned out to be a trying time for our family, the quiet before the storm. The calls out loud for oxycodone or hydrocodone. I didn't know these were classified as opioids. I'm starting to figure out why we invaded Afghanistan. Y'all ain't shit for laughing. Now, just my opinion, my thoughts that I will save for another letter. You obviously was high right this end. What started out to be normal turned out to be an emotional crash. The line was now being crossed. The name calling, the cursing, the somebody is out to get me, to somebody talking about me, vindictive. Especially close to when the prescription needed to be refilled and there weren't any pills left.
Damn.
The anger and the arguments that would follow until the pills were refilled. Now the household is happy again. It's like an episode of Intervention. Trying times for us all. There's no going back. No going back to when things used to be. The happiness, the laughter, the movies, the dinners, the conversations about the good old times, all gone. Everything is centered around a new goddess, a goddess of feel good. It's controlling the happy times, the sad times, the forgotten times. That one little ... And it ends there. Maybe
One little pill.
I'm not understanding this.
Maybe they fell asleep while they was writing it.
Well, yeah. My goodness. Well, y'all, the next 5 episodes that we're going to do on the Doneson podcast is going to be about drugs.
I thought that was.
Definitely would.
Montana, you got any take on this letter? It's kind of a little art, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know if any of the listeners or you guys have watched a movie on Hulu called Dope Sick. And this is just free promo. Nobody paid me for this. But it's called Dope Sick. And it talks about how the opioid crisis got started, way back when, like they started in this little mining town where, of course, people would get injured. And when they got injured, they would need medicine. And these pharmaceutical sales reps would go in and you, of course, introduce these different medications. But they started to introduce the oxycodone, and things that were very addictive. But they lied about how addictive the pills were. And so basically they were turning this into a town of what I'll say just zombies because these people were just high and doing anything to get these pills. So I'll say that, I can't remember the name of the company. I don't even want to say it if I could. But basically, everybody went to court about it, because they realized that the reps basically lied about a product. These people became addicted to it. And some of those pills are still around today. What? So I'll say that I know, praise God, I've never experienced anything like this, but I know this is very real. And you see it, I would say even just on social media. I know this person is a boomer and maybe they're on social media. I don't know because people are at that age, but you see people talk about it all the time on social media and different outlets. And I know that addiction is real in many forms. So my hope is that, they didn't really ask us a question as to writing in exactly what they wanted. So I'll just say that if it's something that has been brought to your own attention enough to have the wherewithal to write into a show about it, my hope is that the next step is that this person gets some help. They said, what's the first step in recovery? Admitting that you have a problem, and I think that this is like their admission. So I hope that they're able to get some help. But yeah, that's real. That's why I stick to my tequila.
What you said.
Right.
What you think about this letter?
Totally agree with Shaana over there, man. This person here, like I said, she didn't ask for no really advice. I think they are trying to come out and where they have knowledge that they do have a problem. And they want someone to resolve it for them, but instead of just coming out and asking for that, they just throwed it out there to us. But we really want you, if you're listening, to go seek help, counseling or whatever it is you need to get your life back on track, because being addicted to anything is not good. Not good for you, not good for your loved ones. It's just a wrecking ball for your life. So get yourself together, and I hope you find the help that you need.
Yeah, I guess that stuff does catch up with you later, huh?
You would know when I'm playing.
Now, as we enter down the journey of drugs, not literally, but as we go through the emotional love, the state of things I thought, wait a minute.
You ain't had no pills today, have you?
I had Mike Tyson on me.
You know what?
All right, I'm going to say this real slow.
Okay.
The state of things as they are or appear to be, rather than as one might wish them to be. Whoa! All right. Each individual sees, hears, touches, and smells things differently.
Yeah.
Thus, people vary in perception. People see what they want to see, hear what they want to hear, smell what they want to smell, feel what they want to feel, and taste what they want to taste. Therefore, human behavior is shaped by their perception, not on facts. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Escapism is the attempt to ignore negative thoughts or unpleasant realities by distracting oneself from them. Distraction can come in many forms, one being fantasy. Oftentimes, escapism, finesse through indulgence is probably that pepper cologne that I have. Montana, I see you sneezing over there.
It's funky.
You silly.
Now, it's called At You.
I'm done.
Shut up.
I'm done.
All right, now it's French. Now, oftentimes escapism manifests through indulgence in material things such as food, sports, or the Doneson Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Or even the elephant in the room, drugs. All right. Now, let's go through this journey. What are drugs? I think we have a common agreement what drugs are.
Right.
It's medicine or other substances which has a psychological effect when ingested or otherwise introduced into the body. A drug sold illegally and used for its mood-altering stimulant or effects, all known as, what the hell am I talking about? Damn animal tranquilizers. How did that end up on here?
We don't know.
Okay. Next. Somebody put animal tranquilizer on my damn list.
Well, back in the day, no. Listen. Back in the day, when I was a teenager, back in the early 70s. Don't guess my age. Anyway, back in the early 70s,
It's like
I was a
bingo.
teenager.
Check
No,
the winner.
they used to use. They were using animal tranquilizers to get high.
What?
I can believe it.
Yeah, man. It was damn. What they used to
That's
call
the same
that
as
stuff?
folks now be using. Yeah, you hear about embalming fluid and shit.
Yeah, they.
so.
I'm trying to think of what they used to call
Yeah, I
it.
dated a girl that.
But they was using really
embalming.
animal elephant tranquilizers, all kind of crazy stuff, man, to get high. They were.
I can believe it. Addiction make you do some stuff.
Yeah, folks doing some crazy stuff back in the day, boy.
I guess that's why everybody's calling everybody dogs and stuff.
Hey, man.
They still using animal
I'm trying to
tranquilizers.
think of the name of what they used to call it. I can't remember.
Okay.
They had a name.
Now, people may ask, why use drugs? Now, addictions as a result of medical issues, frequent or long-term prescription drugs use could increase dependency on certain drugs. Now, the National Survey on Drug Use and Health estimates that in 2010, nearly 2.5 million people in the United States started using prescription drugs non-medically. This often leads to drug use later. Dependence usually comes as a result of prolonged illnesses or temperament or treatment of a disease that requires addictive prescription drugs. These could be painkillers and they can turn into serious addictions, right? Another one is self-medication. Individuals who self-medicate are at a higher risk of abusing and becoming dependent on drugs. They refuse to seek medical help due to overconfidence or inability to heal themselves, or because of a general lack of trust and fear of medical professionals. In some cases, people use drugs in order to hide their vulnerabilities, right? Some people may suffer from mental illness or have self-esteem problems. This may be treatable, but put too much of a burden on them, preventing them from seeking the help they need instead of getting diagnosed and treated properly by a doctor. Now, some patients may use drugs to try to cope with their, on their own. Has anybody on the panel, you don't have to answer this, but do you know a friend who has tried to self-medicate?
I mean, I think I've tried to self-medicate with
Montana,
alcohol.
Montana, you do have a job.
Not like I know. Let me finish my sentence.
Okay.
Not with drugs, because drugs. I feel like you out of control. Like even if it's no matter what it is. Like if you ingest the drug to me, I'm like at that point, like if I drink a lot, I could probably drink like water. I could eat some fast food.
Right.
I can kind of come back to earth. But I just feel like when you take a drug, like you gotta let it do what it do.
Right.
So I don't play them games.
Yeah.
So I would just say self-medicating though. I would say for me at times, like, you have a rough day or you go through a hard time, you're like, let me fix a drink. That's self-medicated in a sense.
Right.
But I do know people that, as far as, I know weed is legal and illegal in some places. But I would say I do know people that self-medicate with weed, by smoking it regularly, or if they going through something, they got to wake and bake, whatever the case may be. But nothing stronger than that. I don't get down. You can't be out here doing crack.
So all right. So how does it make you when you say you self-medicate with alcohol? Is there a big difference, or is it like a skip button?
It's like a skip button. Like if I'm having, I would say I wouldn't even say a bad day because there ain't a reason for me to drink. But say if something bad is going on, say I went through like a breakup.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to deal with the thoughts and the emotions. And I know I can drink and I'm going to feel better because it make you feel happy. So I'm sad, but I'm going to drink this even if it is a temporary, gain. I'm gonna drink and I'm gonna feel better for a little while, and I just deal with them problems tomorrow.
Okay.
Kind of deal.
And then you drink again tomorrow?
No.
It doesn't stop.
No, it stops. So here, I don't know about you, but it stop over here.
Hey, you without using yourself, you know anybody that self-medicates with alcohol or any other drugs?
I know quite a few people, from the hood. Yeah, man. That's where they still at, in the hood.
Right.
Doing what they've been doing all along.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I have a sense of feeling sorry for people who allow themselves to get in that predicament, man.
Yeah.
It's sad, and some that lose their life.
Whoa.
Because they went too far.
Right.
So hey, man, people do that.
Yeah.
And I think they're crying out, wanting help, and don't know how to get it.
Because it's an addiction.
Yeah, so
and that's what people tend to forget.
Yeah.
Because it's an addiction. It's just like people that say smoke cigarettes. And it's all these patches stuff people out here trying to stop.
Right.
If it was that easy, I think people would just quit. Because cigarettes high as hell from what I understand.
Man, what you said.
So I think, certain things, and the way that, to Unc's point, drugs take over your life. They are in control.
Right.
So, and what I didn't think about it at the time, but I've definitely had family members that have, self-soothe, self-medicated, whatever, with drugs and things like that. But I think, it's something you definitely could feel sorry for people, but it's really an addiction. I don't think people want to be on drugs or want to do it. They cannot control it.
They got out there and it went too far. They probably started off as a fun thing.
Yeah.
Just want to hang with the crowd.
Or
and they got hooked.
With this person, I think you mentioned it, they had surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had it. And that high or whatever I got from it, now I need it. It's that tolerance.
Oh, in the letter.
The letter, yeah. So
Right.
the tolerance gets built up. But I think that, people, some people die addicted.
Right.
And then some people fight that fight their whole life. To they, off and on, in and out of rehab.
Right.
Keep doing it. So it's a dangerous game to play. But if you roll the dice on that and you wind up in that lane, you don't really know where you're going to land at the end of that.
Okay.
And me personally, I like to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna do too much of anything that's gonna take me out of control of myself.
What you said.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just that type of person. I want to know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and how I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be aware. I want my heightened awareness up here. And getting addicted to drugs, it brings you a heightened awareness down here. You know what I'm saying? And you just lost.
Yeah.
And I don't live in that world.
Not at all.
Now, speaking of, I know
where
y'all
I wanna
touched
live
in on this influence. Now, the environment also plays an important role in the development of one's addiction. One of the most common reasons why people succumb to drugs is that they are influenced either directly or indirectly by other people. Y'all had just mentioned that, right?
True.
Yeah.
Now, especially people they admire or look up to.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people that look up to me, and they're all on
Really?
drugs.
You know what?
The answer is right here. I just figured it out.
You the problem.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'll get y'all help, I promise.
You know what?
Help is on the way. All right. Now, you could be influenced through your parents, you can friends or other relatives, even celebrities. It seems like people are doing drugs.
Man, they the
for
most one doing all the drugs.
Yeah.
Ain't you seen it?
Now, I think Montana, I don't know if breaking up with somebody creates stress, but one of the most overlooked reasons why people abuse drugs is their inability to cope with stress, usually as a result of a highly demanding workplace sometimes. Some types of drugs allow users to focus well, become more confident and sociable,
That's
even
Adderall.
boost their creativity. Now, the demands of the job can often drive a person to keep using these drugs. All right.
I ain't working nowhere. They're going to have me on some drugs.
No.
Nah.
Now, well,
Gotta go.
I heard they used to hand out drugs to slaves.
You know what, Brian? I'm about to go. This is my last episode.
Does anybody have a time machine around
You know
here?
what?
Montana come back and like, oh yes,
You silly, man.
slavery ain't bad.
You know, all right, Kanye.
It's our fault.
I do not approve this message. Let's be clear.
What you say, Uncle? It's our fault. Montana come back in the time machine. This is our fault. Now, of all the substances that people abuse, alcohol remains at the top. I bet y'all
course.
didn't know that, huh?
I did, even in the pandemic. Alcohol
look.
sales was through the roof.
Damn.
It's legal.
Right.
And you can just go get it.
And you
Right.
just
He's
go
gonna get it.
Marijuana's creeping back in.
Yeah. But everywhere it ain't legal.
Because
But
it probably
everywhere's
went up
not
on
legal.
alcohol.
Right, but see, marijuana was legal before alcohol was.
In some places.
No, I'm talking about in this country.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Marijuana was legal in this country before alcohol was.
But I'd be interested in a study if you were to look at like a state like Colorado that we know is legal there to see like what's their drug alcohol ratio versus if you look at Tennessee,
Yeah.
you know, we only could buy legally alcohol, you know, so. But that still makes sense.
Yes. So it's creeping back in. The marijuana is starting to creep back in around the country. It's being legal in states. Some states still don't want it. But like I said, if you do your research, and anybody can Google that stuff, you can go back into the 1800s where marijuana had a federal state stamp on it. They was legally selling it back in the 1800s.
You had mentioned like Parker Brothers?
Parker Brothers Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
You can Google that stuff. So it's what goes around comes around. It's coming right back around, man. People playing game. It's all about money.
Always.
Man.
It's all about money, man.
All right. So now of all the substances that we covered, you know, alcohol is top. Now, I think I just mentioned this. Prescription drugs kill more people than illegal drugs.
Of course.
You know that?
Go back to all about the money.
It's all
These
about the
doctors,
money.
they'll give you any damn thing
It's
you
about
ask
the money,
for.
man. They hooked up with the pharmaceuticals industry.
You got paid.
And they get paid
Of
for
course.
how much they can get out there.
Yep.
You don't take rocket science for this stuff, man. It takes people to be aware of what's really going on.
it.
Quit being blind and being duped.
Because this is getting out of control. Now, you would think that cocaine, heroin, and crystal meth, with all the horror stories attached to them, are the deadliest substances in existence, right? The truth is, however, prescription drugs trump them all in terms of body count. In 2012, prescription drug overdose has caused more than 16,000 deaths in the United States alone.
More than the
Definitely not surprising. You got so many, you know, soccer moms walking around high as hell.
I know. I
know you used to be one.
I love
now
soccer.
soccer mom.
Yeah.
I love soccer.
Now
and
soccer
I love,
mom.
You're a soccer
Yeah,
mom.
I love soccer and I love
That's
I
something to
love
tell y'all.
moms.
No shade to the soccer mom. Just to be clear.
I mean, I had so many kids coming up to you and be like, "Are you my daddy?"
You know what?
My daddy's supposed to be here watching me. Are you my daddy? You call my name Billy.
You know what?
I'm like,
Oh man.
I'm like, yeah, son, you have curly hair.
Stupid.
Crack yourself up.
Okay, now, hey, wait until y'all hear this. Okay. You ever heard of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Was written during a 6-day cocaine binge.
Was it really?
Yes, listen to this.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Right.
How else can you think of that crazy man?
Robert Louis Stevenson, famed author of The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, wrote his entire masterpiece in 6 days and 6 nights. Now, that was one hell of a cocaine bin, right? Now, even Stevenson's wife, Fanny, was amazed that her husband managed to put 60,000 words on paper in just under 1 week. Check this out. To put this in perspective, Stephen King, I heard of Stephen King,
Right.
was one of today's most prolific writers.
Horror story.
Writes only about 1,000 words a day, right? He did 60,000 in a week, but Stephen King only does about 1,000 a day. Check this out. Oddly enough, Stephen King was also a cocaine addict.
I don't
Was
doubt
he?
it.
Yes.
Look.
The crazy stuff he writes about.
Look, when they doing them drugs, their mind goes places that we can even imagine of, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they start dreaming and thinking of all kind of weird and crazy stuff, and they put it on paper, and it sells.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to go rewatch this again.
It sells. It sells.
Now he openly admitted to being addicted to the drug from 1979 to 1987. Mm-hmm. King described cocaine as one hell of a drug. No, that's what you call it. That's Rick James. Now, King described cocaine as his own switch and further praised it for saving him from alcoholism.
It saved him
from alcoholism.
Okay.
All right. I'm glad nobody here has ever been on drugs.
No, but
Me too.
do y'all remember when they used to sell the Coca-Cola in them big, thick green bottles?
That was before my time.
I don't remember that, but I
feel like I've
Because it
seen
was actually cocaine in those Coca-Colas. That's why you used to call it Coca-Cola. It was actually cocaine in it. I remember as a little kid, my daddy, around the kitchen table, my daddy had one of them tall Coke bottles that he would eat with his meal, drink with his meal, and me and my brother would say, "Give us something, we want Coca-Cola." And my daddy would just pour us a little bit. That's all y'all need.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, bouncing off the wall.
Yeah. It actually cocaine in
Well, I mean, I don't know if I should admit this. I know my mom watches the show.
What you about to tell?
But I do remember growing up, my mom was like, "Hey, you want some Coke?" And all I remember, it was a mirror on the table.
You stupid.
Thank
Mom.
you for tuning in to the Doneson podcast.
This is your child.
The Doneson, it's a Doneson podcast.